Hello folks, this is Most Amazing Top 10, I'm Danny Burke, and did you know that every single ex-US president gets a salary for life so they don't really need to work ever again? This has been great for some presidents who were already quite old when they left the White House, but for Barack Obama, he's relatively young, you could say, and now he's going to find himself out of work and looking for a job. So, for him, we've come up with 10 possible jobs that he may very well take up. Can any of them beat being president of the US? There's only one way to find out, so let's jump into our number 10, which is speaking. That's right, even though Obama isn't president anymore, people will still want to hear what he has to say. If Obama is speaking at an event, people will pay to go, people will listen, and the event will get a lot more attention. So, event organizers will pay him a lot of money. Former President Bill Clinton knows this, and his 2011 tax return shows that he was averaging about $250,000 per speech. So for one speech, Obama could make more than he gets from his ex-presidential yearly salary. Wow, I think some people out there would try and become president just to make money from ex-president speeches. Okay, moving on to number 9 now, we have sports team owner. In an interview with GQ magazine, Obama talked about one day wanting to own a sports team. The NBA, for example, has a lot of big name franchise owners such as Michael Jordan, Will Smith, and Drake. Now Obama's talked about wanting to add his own name to that list by saying, "I have fantasized about being able to put together a team and how much fun that would be. I think it would be terrific." Personally, I love the idea of Obama being in a White House meeting and just daydreaming about one day owning a basketball team. Well, dreams can come true. Okay, next up at number 8 now, we have a venture capitalist. What do I mean by that? Well, a venture capitalist, or VC for short, is basically a fancy term for a Kickstarter. It's someone who puts a sizable amount of money into a small but quickly growing company. Now, in an interview with Bloomberg, Obama talked about his interest in becoming a venture capitalist for up-and-coming tech companies in Silicon Valley. He said, "The skill set of starting my presidential campaigns, I think, would be the same kind of skills I would enjoy exercising in the private sector. The conversations I have with Silicon Valley and with venture capital pull together my interest in science and organization in a way I find really satisfying." So, get ready guys, because the next social media site might be Obamagram, or Snapbarack, or Obama Book. I'll stop. Next up at number 7, we have My Brother's Keeper. In 2014, Obama started the My Brother's Keeper program, a non-profit initiative to help bridge the gap between potential and opportunity within young boys of low-income African American and Latino communities. Now since then, it has raised hundreds of millions of dollars to help their aims of getting these boys reading by age 8, completing higher education, or training and successfully entering the workforce. Obama has been with the program every single step of the way, and now many people feel that with all this spare time on his hands, he will take a more active role in it, perhaps even a full-time job as its leader. Moving on to number 6, we have a white t-shirt salesman. Just give me a minute, bear with me. This one might sound strangely specific, and yeah, it is, but I'm not just plucking it out of thin air. Rahm Emanuel was Obama's first chief of staff, and he's now the mayor of Chicago. The pair would work closely in the White House on some very tough decisions that almost seemed impossible to decide at times. They would often joke that one day, after all this was over, they would set up a t-shirt shack together in Hawaii that only sold one size, medium, and one color, white. That way, they would never ever have to make a hard decision again. So, if Mr. Emanuel is already waiting in Hawaii for his business partner, then Obama has to make a decision very soon, or things might get a little bit awkward. Moving on to number 5, a stay-at-home dad. Maybe he just wants to be a quiet family man. There are 2 reasons for this. Firstly, he's been in the public eye for so many years now in a very stressful job that would put a strain on even the strongest of families. Both Barack and Michelle have talked about wanting to recapture a more quiet family life that their kids might have missed out on over the years. And secondly, while Obama is looking forward to slinking into the shadows a bit, Michelle has become one of the most well-known activists in the world. She continues to run, support, and lead a number of different charities and initiatives, from healthy eating to supporting veterans. Now with all of this on her plate, is the timing perfect for Barack Obama to take care of things on the home front? In at number 4, a presidential advisor. Unlike many presidents before him, Obama plans to stay in Washington DC, where he will continue to rub shoulders with the political elites, including President Donald Trump. The pair haven't had the best relationship over the last 8 years, with Trump famously doubting Obama's citizenship, but perhaps perhaps they can put aside their differences. With no political experience himself, perhaps the best help Trump can get at times will be from Obama, even if it's just a phone call. Moving on to number 3 now, we have a law professor. Now before Obama was president, he was a law lecturer. For 12 years, from 1992 to 2004, he taught constitutional law at the University of Chicago. That's a lot of experience when it comes to teaching law, and I don't doubt for a second that he could just slot right back into teaching law to young law students. The best part is, if he ever gets called out by a student, he can just be like, sorry, wait a second, which one of us was president? I always forget. Oh yeah, that's right, it was me, sit down. Yeah, apparently in my world, Obama is a mean law professor. Coming in at number 2 now, we have an author. You might not have been aware, but Obama has been quite the author over the years. In 1995, many years before he became president, he published a biography called Dreams from My Father, which explored his early life and explored a mixed heritage of his black African father and white American mother. Now over the years since then, he's released a number of different biographies, books of his speeches, and even a children's book in 2010 called Of Thee I Sing, a letter to my daughters. It's kind of funny because when most people retire, they like to read all the books they never had the chance to. So will Obama start writing all the books that he never had a chance to? Just think, he could have been the next J.K. Rowling if leading America didn't get in the way. Typical. And finally now, at the number 1 spot, we have a singer. Yeah, if you somehow missed it over the years, Obama has a pretty great voice. He doesn't bring it out often, but when he does, I think it's fair to say he beats almost every other ex-president. Although, to be honest, I haven't heard many of them sing, to be fair. But the point is, if Obama ever gets bored of inspirational speaking or writing, he should try out inspirational singing. If there's one thing that can touch people as much or even more than just speaking, it's singing. So, are you ready for some R&B, Obama? I think we all are. At the moment though, it's anyone's guess, and I'm sure Obama is still taking suggestions, so what do you think Obama should do next? Personally, I think he should be a Barack Obama impersonator. If he practices, he could be one of the best in the world. Thanks for watching guys, there's more videos over there that might tickle your fancy if you want to keep watching. My name is Danny Burke, and I'll see all of you in the next video.